Hey, it's JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's February 27th, 2024. Got a lot to go over here. So, starting with today, we have isolated snow showers basically for today and tomorrow. I expect it to be more sunny down in the Wood River Valley and cloudier and more chance of snow up north of Galena Pass. We're going to have an exiting trough moving through that thing that brought that bust of a cold front yesterday. Continued northwest winds, gusts up to 30. Much cooler temperatures for today. We're going to have highs in the low 20s for the valley floor. Tomorrow it's going to get back up into the mid 30s and switch to more of a zonal flow. So we kind of have just like a scattered snow showers and while we're in between systems here. But for the most part, tomorrow will be a little bit more dry. And looking ahead, we have a lot to talk about with this next storm system coming in Wednesday night through Saturday. Looks like a real producer as far as snow in the mountains. But not to get too far ahead of ourselves, let's look at the snow yesterday. Kind of was out there yesterday near Galena Pass and was kind of a bust. We were thinking maybe there'd be up to 12 inches of snow, and I was seeing like 4, maybe 5 inches. But Moores Creek definitely was a winner with about 10 inches of new snow. Banner up north, and then some of the other western Smoky areas did pretty well. Not as much down in the Galena Pass area, and even the Sawtooth, at least the Front Range, didn't pick up too much. Stanley seeing about half an inch. Looking at the current satellite reel, you can see we just have this exiting trough system here that's going to bring some scattered snow showers over the next couple of days here, coming in through mostly a zonal west to east pattern. But the next thing we're looking at is this area of low pressure here. This is going to start to migrate down the coast and then kind of set up shop here with this big trough. So the nice thing about the difference between this trough and the last one, and this is going to be a lot more of a broad trough. The last one was kind of a quick hitter. This is going to have an organized low pressure system with it. So that means we're going to have more energy, more moisture, and it's also going to be tapping into some moisture from the southwest, bringing that in. So it's going to be a warmer storm because it is going to be having that southwest flow, but different than our normal atmospheric rivers, which our atmospheric rivers kind of tend to look like this, the ones that really hits the Wood River Valley. So not the same makeup as that, but it is going to be a similar producer in snowfall. Actually wanted to look before I got too ahead of ourselves at some of the morning boards. You can see clear skies up in the Wood River Valley, and it was snowing over, yep, still snowing over in Smiley Creek. So I have some isolated snow showers for up there today, but it doesn't look like it's making its way over to Galena Lodge. We're going to have some increase or some continued winds out of the northeast here, or sorry, the northwest, and those will kind of stay with us for much of the day until really even through tomorrow. Not going to be as bad as yesterday, but we're still going to have some gusts today up in the 30s at 10,000 feet. Moving ahead to the HRRR forecast. So you can see we're just going to have isolated bands of moisture moving through. Way less color on these, so we don't even have any green. So I don't expect really much more than an inch, maybe some isolated areas of a couple inches in the Sawtooth, but that's pretty much it. We have a little bit coming through tomorrow afternoon, but you can see that mostly stays Galena Pass up towards Banner. So Wood River Valley is going to be pretty dry. But you can see all this moisture is working its way in with that southwest flow. So it's going to start as a warm front coming through and then have a cold front probably over in this region. That's going to hit us, I believe that's going to be Thursday night. So let's still not get too far ahead of ourselves. I'm really excited about the storm. Today you can see most of the western zones are going to be picking up that moisture, pretty dry over to the eastern side. Not much tonight, kind of a little clearing, and definitely more dry for tomorrow. And then Wednesday night we start to really pick up, or when's that storm really starts to hit. And then look at Thursday. So we have a nice wide splattering of precip from the northern regions all the way down into kind of the southeast parts of the Payos, which we don't normally see this kind of widespread moisture. And that's going to pick up even more when we have that cold front come through Thursday night. And it's still looking like everything is painted pretty well from the west to the east, south to the north. The one thing you can see in the valley floor is we're not really picking up too much moisture, is that the snow levels are going to be fairly high. So look at that. This is looking at the GFS. You can see it starts out a little cold because it's coming through Wednesday night, typically cooler at night, and then it kind of shoots up into about the 8,000 foot range. So we could see snow levels as high as maybe 7,000, maybe dropping down, definitely dropping down to valley floor after that as we have some cooler air. But we could see some snow. I think they were calling, the National Weather Service was calling for around 6,000 feet. But these models are definitely differing from one another. The Euro, as usual, is pretty high. Has the beginning of that storm mainly being rainfall for the valley floor area. But good news is we are getting a ton of moisture. Let's look at what this looks like on the 500 millibar map. So I'll walk you through. We have that exiting trough coming through today, and then we have that brief area of high pressure. And then take a look at this low over here. Paint this on the board. This is going to be our maker of the next weather. You can see really stiff jet stream, lots of energy moving through, and it's got that southwest flow to it that starts to work its way into our area. Put this in motion. So that low kind of just is hovering around Washington, Oregon, which is going to set us up perfectly for that southwest flow, reaching into that hot, humid moisture in the southwest Pacific. And then it's kind of through by Saturday. So just kind of put this back up. Friday is going to be kind of our wettest day. You can see that. Again, we got that low area pressure. This thing is just swooping through, picking up moisture from the southwest, and this is really going to aim for most of the region. It's going to hit the northern regions first and then towards the south. So really good makeup. I'll just show you some other models here. This is looking at water. Oops. Zoom in here. So you can see this is kind of like towards Baldy, this little section here, looking at like 2 inches of water up towards the pass, and about 1.7 inches, but all across the mountains in the Sawtooth, looking at like upwards of 3 inches, which would be just completely bonkers. And this is like looking out not too far in advance. We're looking at just at the end of the 5 day, so this isn't even too crazy. Usually, we have little confidence 5 days out. These numbers can change quite a bit, but for right now, they're looking pretty good at most of the areas picking up moisture. Just do a quick run through of the station, the MBM point forecasts. So this is for Baldy starting Wednesday night. You can see starting to really ramp up. Thursday midday, we can pick up, or Thursday at the end of Thursday, 7 inches, and then upwards of 2 feet of snow by Saturday evening on the mountain at Baldy. So could be a really good next few days for at the mountain. Looking at Titus, Titus is going to pick up a slightly bit more, but not too much more at 30 inches. And then looking up to the northern regions, Banner looking real juicy, almost 2.5 inches of water, 3 feet of snow. So all the areas are looking really good with the system coming through. We'll see what happens.